Hello and welcome to the Week in Review, a recap of your weekly headlines on the Western Slope. I'm Chad Roderick. We start with a Union Pacific train derailing into the Gunnison River near Whitewater on December 2nd. Railroad officials tell us the crew on board is okay. Kyle Kawamoto has more on the rescue mission.
A Union Pacific train traveling between the towns of Whitewater and Bridgeport found itself on its side in the Gunnison River, where officials with the Union Pacific tell us the train encountered a rock slide. The call to dispatch came in around 11 p.m. Tuesday evening. There, the Grand Junction Fire Department and Mesa County Search and Rescue sprung into action.
There's nothing like seeing a train in the water. It's kind of crazy. Getting out, we called out to see if there was patients inside. They responded, they said that they were okay, just some minor injuries that they had.
When we get to go help patients out of an extremely rare situation and then come out with very minor injuries, that's a huge win for us, because had they been severely injured, that call would have been a lot more chaotic.
We reached out to the Union Pacific Railroad for comment on the matter. They declined to comment, but sent us a statement saying in part, the Union Pacific crew on board was not injured. 2 locomotives and 5 loaded rail cars hauling coal derailed in the incident, and some fuel has leaked, end quote. When I spoke with 2 of the firemen who were there at the scene helping the Union Pacific workers involved, they tell me about how the river was low and freezing, but they came prepared.
We have what are dry suits. They kind of help insulate. So a wetsuit is like what you think of with a surfer. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Fire officials described a dangerous situation involving a train in a snowstorm, tilted and near a river. They face hazards like icing conditions, the risk of falling, and working with heavy tools to ensure safety for those inside and around.
Seeing that they were okay, it kind of took a little bit of weight off of our shoulders, helped us slow down and think clearly so that we could get them out the easiest and most efficient way.
Kyle Kawamoto, Fox 4 News.
Union Pacific is working with state resources on the derailment and further hazmat mitigation and cleanup efforts. Also on December 2nd, Curtis Smith, the man accused of stealing from the Veterans Arts Center and several other residents, pleaded guilty and was sentenced in a separate case for a domestic violence incident from July. Rin Lewis has more.
On Tuesday, Curtis Smith pleaded guilty to criminal mischief as an act of domestic violence. A lesser charge of harassment was dismissed as part of the plea deal. During the July incident, Smith threatened to and destroyed the victim's vanity, valued between $1,000 and $2,000. Smith was sentenced to 12 months supervised probation and a 60-day jail sentence. The jail sentence will be suspended on the condition that he obtain evaluations for substance abuse and domestic violence and comply with all recommendations. Smith was also arrested in October for allegedly engaging in a series of roofing scams, including one involving the Veterans Arts Center. As the owner and operator of Redeeming Roofing, he was reportedly paid $20,000 by the Veterans Arts Center to repair the building's roof. Once he got the check, he allegedly cashed it and disappeared. 3 other Mesa County residents expressed similar experiences where they reportedly paid Smith for roofing work only to never hear from him again. Combining the Veterans Arts Center and the 3 residents, Smith reportedly scammed them out of over $40,000. His arrest affidavit also noted complaints of incomplete work made by other victims from Mesa, Garfield, and Delta counties. He'll be back in court on those charges in January. Rin Lewis, Fox 4 News.
And a man who led the Mesa County Sheriff's Office on a high-speed chase in June was sentenced to jail on December 3rd. Ariana Boss has the latest on the judge's ruling.
It began with a high-speed chase and ended with a prison sentence. On Wednesday morning, 25-year-old Dylan Upchurch was sentenced to 5 years behind bars for felony vehicular eluding and intent to commit assault following a high-speed chase around 30 Road and Patterson in Grand Junction last June. According to officials, Upchurch was driving 75 miles per hour in a 30 zone around midnight on June 25th. When the Mesa County Sheriff's Office attempted to pull him over, reports say, Upchurch drove towards a deputy, nearly hitting them, and subsequently led authorities on a high-speed chase that resulted in his arrest. During his sentencing, Upchurch apologized to the officers and the community for the danger he caused. His attorney requested a community correction sentence, citing Upchurch's relapse from drugs the day before and his responsibility to care for his 10-month-old daughter. But the judge denied his request, citing Upchurch's history of vehicular eluding, assault, and DUI charges. This case marks Upchurch's 7th and 8th convictions from 3 different cases. Any less than a 5-year sentence, the judge ruled, would put the community at risk. Ariana Boss, Fox 4 News.
The Mesa County Sheriff's Office responded to the sentencing, saying, quote, "We are grateful Mr. Upchurch was adjudicated for the incident in which he placed our deputies' lives in imminent danger." And the city of Grand Junction is moving forward with releasing $185,000 in previously approved funding for Homeward Bound. Money the organization says is critical to keep its North Avenue emergency shelter open through the end of February.
Homeward Bound operates 2 shelters, the North Avenue Emergency Shelter for adults and the Pathway Shelter on 29 Road, serving families and individuals. Running both is expensive, about $60,000 a month for North Avenue and $80,000 for Pathways. City leaders say the organization came to them warning that North Avenue could shut down unless they got help.
The board of Homeward Bound had voted to close down the North Avenue shelter at some point in the near future, no later than February 27th. So they were looking for funding to try to not only fund the North Avenue shelter, but what's becoming their main focus, which is Pathways.
Kennedy says council wants to make sure people have access to emergency shelter, not long-term stays, and is working with county leaders to plan a better approach.
My concern, speaking for myself, was making sure as we go into these coldest months of the year that we have a warm place for people to stay that may be unhoused and looking for that overnight shelter.
Homeward Bound says they've faced significant funding losses over the past year, and community donations have helped keep North Avenue open through early January.
We've raised enough money to keep it open until January 5th, but we're still raising funds in order to extend it until the end of February.
Masters says demand for shelter has grown recently in Grand Junction.
There was a time a couple of years ago where we would only have about 68, 70, 80 people that are coming to North Avenue. At one time, we were seeing 150 show up every single night. Last year, we served about 1,500 unduplicated clients.
Once February ends, the plan is to consolidate all services to the Pathways location. The organization expects to receive a significant grant in March, but until then, they're relying on the city's support and community donations to carry them through. Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
And after the Thanksgiving holiday and SNAP benefit crisis, food banks around the Western Slope are bouncing back to meet demand. One food bank tells us they've served over 1,600 people. Kyle Kawamoto has more.
As we begin to roll into the month of December, food banks on the Western Slope are feeling the demand after the past month.
It's been really chaotic, to be honest with you. We've done really, really well. We always are busy at Thanksgiving. With the SNAP situation, it really just increased that need ahead of that time. That's already busy. We served over 1,600 people in the month of November alone.
Jessica Mays, who is the Development and Community Outreach Director for Community Food Bank, says the holidays bring increased needs every year, with more expenses and higher bills for families. This trend continues into January and February as many struggle to cope with the aftermath of holiday spending. But there are good people in the community who are looking to help those who may not be as fortunate.
And we've had anywhere from 5 to 10 per Wednesday of new volunteers coming in just to take a tour. So I think we've increased about 100 volunteers in the month of November alone.
We are doing our best and doing what food banks do well, which is bringing in food by the truckloads into our community so that we can get that out to our partners.
Henning tells me the Denver Distribution Center doubled food loads for the Western Slope, ensuring mobile pantry attendees receive fresh, nutritious food without being turned away.
We always are positive around the food bank. We know that that need is increasing, but our community also knows that, and they have been responding in amazing ways to ensure that we're able to make those bigger purchases and bring those truckloads of food into the community.
Food Bank of the Rockies officials state that it saves over 50% on food by buying in bulk from producers. These savings, especially for produce, help partners obtain food at lower prices and increases community access. Additionally, produce is offered free to hunger relief partners. Kakamoto, Fox 4 News.
And this week, nearly a dozen new court-appointed special advocates were sworn in at the Mesa County Justice Center. Rin Lewis has more on the ceremony and the crucial role these new appointees play.
I'm here specifically for the kid and to make sure that the children or child are heard.
On Monday, CASA of Mesa County, or Court-Appointed Special Advocate, swore in 10 new advocates.
They need somebody to let them know that they're important and they're being heard and that they're cared about.
Cheryl Ray, one of the newly sworn-in advocates, says she thinks it's important that the community knows CASA exists.
It's such an important role in the court system and for these children that are, neglected, abused, whatever their case may be, to have their voice heard and to do what's best or what's right by the child.
John Potter, another new advocate, says he's excited for his first case.
I'm looking forward to my first case anxiously and hoping that I can be a success at it and do some good for the children and for the system and for our community.
And Nathan Rudder says he plans to bring his personal experience to the position.
I actually was a victim of abuse and neglect as a child, so I want to make sure a child is heard and not unheard like I was. I think it'll be very beneficial for children because they can see like they're not the only ones going through it or that have gone through it.
Chief Judge Brian Flynn swore in the new advocates.
Congratulations.
Lynn Lewis, Fox 4 News.
For more information on how you can become a court-appointed special advocate, visit westernslopenow.com. With winter snow comes a lot of fun and recreation, but remember to stay cautious, especially when it comes to getting on the roads. Kyle Kawamoto has more.
It's starting to feel like winter here as the snow finally comes down to the western slope.
You see, this is 6 a.m. There is a chance for some early morning snow. So this year is kind of an interesting year with just the lack of weather that we've had. So really, yesterday was kind of the first big boom we've seen.
Raber advises to check in with local tire shops. Then at home, a quick check can be done using a penny upside down if Lincoln's head shows it's time for new tires. He also says with the busy holiday travel time around the corner, it's recommended to get a tire inspection soon. Checking air pressure is also important for safe traveling.
Tire safety is just something that you want to get ahead of rather than waiting too long, and then by the time you're involved in an accident or slip out, it's too late.
Over in the downtown area, local shops are gearing up for the Parade of Lights event happening on Saturday. And you can say the snow is just the start of the celebration.
We are so fortunate to be getting this snow, and it's a great time to be getting it because it should put everybody into the spirit for the holidays.
As the theme is Rock the Holidays, one of the downtown shops decided to go with the looks of the band Kiss.
I would encourage everybody, if they don't want to come down for the Parade of Lights, at least come down, check out all the beautiful lights that the city has put up. It's absolutely gorgeous, and they've worked hard at that.
Kyle Kawamoto, Fox 4 News.
In other news, the City of Grand Junction is expanding its push to increase housing options. A major state grant will help, looking to expand accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. Marge Tobin shows us how the funding will help with expanding housing options across the community.
The City of Grand Junction received the largest ADU grant in the state of Colorado. ADUs are small attached or detached living units.
I think that we received the largest award probably because we had spent the most amount of time in the state and had already created an ADU incentive program. And so we were ready to roll out the request a lot earlier.
Grand Junction has been building its ADU program for 2 years, so when funding became available, the city was ready. That preparation is now paying off. Each year, the ADU program has run out of its $250,000 budget, but now next year's will grow to about $450,000, making it easier for homeowners and property owners to build.
This opportunity creates more funding, so next year we have about $450,000 to spend. So increase the opportunities for local households and the opportunities for our ADU program to grow and for ADUs to become a housing source in our community beyond what it's already doing.
ADUs are allowed in many residential zones, and Chambers says the program includes 2 financial tiers, one designed specifically to help homeowners.
That one provides an additional cash incentive in addition to the impact fee payment, and so the total for that Tier 2 is $15,000.
So far, most ADUs are popping up downtown, but they're allowed throughout the city. Chambers mentions they not only add rental options, but help homeowners stay financially stable. Another advantage is the speed. ADUs can be built in about 9 months, which is much faster than traditional housing, helping address the city's tight housing market. Interest is growing fast, with recent workshops drawing record turnout.
We had over 45 people in attendance, and so I think that was our biggest ADU workshop to date, but we have a lot of interest, and so I'm really excited to see what 2026 will hold with our new workshop dates.
With new funding and rising interest, the city hopes ADUs will play a major role in easing Grand Junction's housing shortage. Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
The city will continue hosting quarterly ADU workshops in 2026. For more information, residents can contact the Community Development Office. And in other news, the annual Spirit of Giving Holiday Art fundraiser was this week at the Art Center of Colorado. Our reporter Jeff Hinkle was there and has the story.
The Art Center of Western Colorado and Community Hospital teamed up to help raise some funds for Grand Valley Oncology. All of the Spirit of Giving Art fundraisers proceeds from the event are going towards supporting cancer patients in the Grand Valley. So not only are you getting a beautiful piece of artwork, but you're helping out those who are going through one of the hardest times in their lives.
Community Hospital's Grand Valley Oncology supports cancer patients not only locally but throughout the region. We have a lot of cancer patients who travel from outside of the area to receive cancer treatment here at Grand Valley Oncology. So it will run the gamut of ways that we can support, whether it's through our gas and lodging program for patients coming from out of the area, or just with other expenses to help ease that burden.
The night started with a silent auction, and up for grabs were things like a hand-knitted sweater or a couple baskets with some local wines. Then after that, the live auction saw 10 pieces of local art be auctioned off, again, all for a good cause. The fundraiser is just in its inaugural year, and according to Martzoff, getting things off the ground was pretty simple, despite some little hiccups here and there.
I think all things considered, it was pretty smooth sailing for our first year trying this event. There is always those little glitches that happen behind the scenes, but we're very proud of the team effort and everything that came in to support this wonderful event.
Jeff Hinkle, Fox 4 News.
And a popular online community group has been stepping in to fill in gaps in local services, connecting people with resources when they need them most. Marge Tobin shows us how a community message board has evolved.
What started as a busy but disorganized Facebook message board has turned into a community support network. When Lynette Rose joined the Grand Junction community message board, she noticed no one was really managing the group.
I realized it just wasn't being tended to by the current admin, and I know how people, they get busy lives and stuff, so I understand. But basically I just reached out and was like, hey, would you mind, handling some of these comments and such, because it was just wild.
She stepped up and found herself running the page, bringing on fellow moderators Mallory Martin and Arthur Edwards to handle the increasing number of urgent needs posted daily.
2.5 months ago, I became admin of the group, and I realized quickly that I needed help, so I brought on Arthur. He also helps me admin. And then we realized we still needed help, so we brought on Mallory. And between the three of us, we've been able to try and organize people's needs and get them met as much as possible.
Moderators have also built a list of resources while still connecting people to help that doesn't exist anywhere else.
There's a really comprehensive list of the resources that are already available through nonprofits and government organizations, and that's available on the community message board.
Lynette mentions that need is growing, especially for tents, blankets, and basic needs for unhoused residents.
When a post is up and someone's asking, say, for the blankets and the tents, people start chiming in, and it's nice to see them evolve themselves with a game plan, a meetup location.
The teamwork has led to real impact, including helping a veteran off the streets.
He had recently lost his wife and was in his truck, and just really hard times, and because of his post in the group, it brought enough attention that an organization that's in the state were able to supply the monies for him to be able to have shelter.
They've now launched a companion page to help make resource information easier to find.
What I'm hoping at the end of the day is that it's going to be the group that's known to go to where you will get support.
Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
In our final piece of news, artwork created by Mesa County inmates is now on display in the detention lobby of the Mesa County Sheriff's Office. Ariana Boss spoke to inmate Victor Jackson, who tells us why creating art is so important to surviving his time behind bars.
You can't fix everything with a hammer. It's like life. You gotta have multiple different tools in your tool bag, and coping skills is one.
Mesa County inmate Victor Jackson's coping tool of choice? A prison-approved pencil.
Do they allow you to sharpen it, or just get another pencil?
They do. Well, there's a joke. It goes knock knock.
Who's there?
Broken pencil. Oh, never mind. It's pointless. So.
At 36 years old, Victor's never taken one drawing class, but says the lessons he's learned in the Mesa County Detention Facility's art program will stay with him for life.
I just want to be able to appreciate beauty.
Being incarcerated is hard. While individuals are here, they have a lot of time to think. So we want to provide them with something positive instead of all negative.
For Victor, drawing is not only a way to connect with parts of himself, but to reach outside the prison bars to his wife of 15 years and their young children.
Even though I'm so far away, I'm able to still be in their life, and they're able to see that, hey, my dad can draw.
The most common misconception about inmates, according to Victor, worthlessness.
They're convicts, criminals, lock up the keys and be done with them. They don't have no worth, no value to society.
But creating art is one way of reminding themselves, in an inmate's own words, all saints have a past, all sinners have a future.
There's individuals who go in there and that late at night and they lay on their bed and they're sad because of, they're more than their mistakes. We were hurt, we were traumatized, we went through something, but that doesn't make us who we are.
Ariana Boss, Fox 4 News.
Victor's artwork and work from other inmates will be on display at the Mesa County Sheriff's Office weekdays through December 19th. Well, that does it for the Week in Review. Now you are caught up on all the local news happening in Western Colorado this past week. I'm Chad Roderick. We'll see you next time.